Hello, everyone. Welcome to Invitation to Puzzles, the series where we try to give you some introductory puzzles in a wide variety of types and genres, and include a walkthrough of me solving the puzzle and giving you some hints about how to think about these sorts of puzzles. So today's puzzle is a castle wall puzzle by Agent. There's a link down below in the description. And I wanted to point out, actually, that any of these pencil puzzles that have a PuzzLink address, actually, if you click the help and the rules, it actually gives you a pretty good rundown of the rules for what it is that you are allowed to do and not allowed to do within one of these puzzles. So if you are unfamiliar with the genre, I will go over the rules, but if you ever want to check that, you can. So Castle Wall is a loop genre. So we need to draw a loop through some cells in the grid. It doesn't need to be all the cells in the grid. You can't go through white cells or black cells. We'll talk about exactly what those mean. And you can't go through clues. The cells that are marked white are inside the loop. If you think about it, a loop always has an inside and an outside. The white ones have to be inside the loop. The black ones have to be outside the loop. And then the numeric clues give the length of the loop in that direction. So, for example, and this is a slightly weird thing to count, this says the total length of vertical segments seen in this direction from this clue is 2. Now, note that segment, and this is the weird part of Castle Wall, this segment has length 1, which is not how any other pencil puzzle genre counts, but because if you think about it, it's only taking half this one length cell here and half this one length cell here, this is actually of length 1. So if these are the only 2 vertical strips in the column, that would actually fulfill both of these 2 clues. Note, they don't care at all about horizontal segments. The clue doesn't care about that. The clue only cares about the length of segments in that direction. So these only care about horizontal. These only care about vertical. Okay. So that is the rules of Castle Wall. Do go ahead and give it a go. There's a link in the description. And I'm going to give it a go myself. So let's see. So first of all, you can pay a lot of attention to things that are given to you that are inside the loop or outside the loop that are very near the border. So for example, this can only be inside the loop if I put some loop over here. Because if I don't put any loop over here, well, this is going to be on the outside side of the loop. If you want to think about it, in order to have any cell be white, you have to cross the loop at least once to get to it. And in general, if you want the fancy version, you have to cross the loop an odd number of times. So we can fill in that for this white cell and actually that over here and that over here. Like that for these. By the way, I didn't mention in the rules, I should have. The gray ones, you're not told whether it's inside or outside. You have to decide for yourself. But exactly the same logic that we just used about the inside-outside business tells us this loop can't go here, because if this loop comes here, then it's going to have put this black cell inside the loop. So this is going to have to go through there. And likewise here, if this loop connects here, then I'm going to do that. And now the black cell here is inside the loop. We don't want that either. I will undo that. And so instead, this comes this way and this comes this way. Okay, so we've got that. Now, I can actually use my little XE tool if you want. You can right-click on a cell if you want to say the loop doesn't go this way, because again, if the loop... Oh, it's not necessarily true. Sorry, the loop could go that way. Never mind. Ignore me. However, I will say this loop can't come this way, because if it does, we create a little loop, and we should never create little loops. That is a problem. And likewise down here, actually, this has to come up rather than going over this way to avoid putting these black cells inside. And over here, I guess I just want to say I know that all of this stuff is not involved in the loop experience, whatever the case may be. Maybe I should count how many cells there are here, because 5 is a lot, at least relatively. Note there can never be any vertical segments on this side. So if we made this the absolute maximum, how long would it be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 1 short of the maximum here, and 1 short of the maximum here. And likewise, probably across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I suppose also I should share a useful counting tip if you really hate the 1/2 plus 1/2 segment thing. A different way you can count is that instead what you can count is the number of borders you cross. So that's 1 border, 2 borders, 3 borders, so that's length 3. Now I'm crossing 5 borders, so that's 5. Just the number of borders that are crossed is what you covet. Okay, so what I'm noticing here is that because 5 is all but 1, these crisscrossing 5s are somewhat at odds with each other. Because, for example, if I do that, then what I've done here is just sort of say, if I connect these cells over here in this 5 row, now both of these 5 columns are forced. They both have to be that. Exactly. Because I basically, by doing this, oh, sorry, no, that just doesn't even work. Sorry, it's even better than I thought. If I do this, it just breaks, because now I'm actually sort of at a maximum. My number of vertical segments is 1, 2, 3, 4 is the maximum length. So I can't include all of these without breaking the 5s. Okay, and so anytime you have all but one thing in a puzzle, and it really doesn't matter what kind of puzzle, loop, whatever, it's useful to ask, is there any combination that I know doesn't work? And so this combination doesn't work. I can't use all 3 of these segments, that one, and that one. So in other words, this one segment I omit must be one of those 3, that one, or that one. And ergo, all the other possible segments must be in. Because I only get to omit one segment. And I'm pretty sure exactly the same thing applies in this row, where, again, yeah, if I put this in, now my maximum vertical line is still 1, 2, 3, 4, and it needs to be 5. And so we need to omit one of those, at least. Oh, also, I didn't say it, but this needs to come up here on this side, I'm seeing, just to avoid the mini loop in the same way it did over here. Okay. Almost assuredly, we can do the same thing now by playing the vertical across the horizontal instead of the horizontal across the vertical or whatever. Basically, turn our heads 90 degrees and try and make the same argument. That I can't do that, or it breaks the horizontal clues, because again, it basically, what you can think about is I need to cross all but one line, but I can't cross both of those. So as soon as I do this combination, it breaks that one. And as soon as I do it the other way, down here again, if I do that one, it breaks this one. And so we can fill in that. I actually noticed, though, in doing that, I can't even do this. Which is to say, I can't do these 2 down here. Because if I do these 2 down here, notice it does break this one. Again, it breaks 2 of the horizontal things that I could cross. And if I can't do those, then I actually have to do that one. And likewise, I can't do these 2, so I have to do that one. So in fact, these continue. But now, and so this is the thing I noticed in my head, I can't do this now. Because if I do this, now I've broken this row. Again, you can count and see I've broken my ability to use that cell and that cell without introducing a branch, which I cannot do. So I can put a little X here. And I can also, if you look at this, I can also put a little X there. And so that's the uncrossed piece. I needed all but one, so I used those two. Okay. Now, you could sort of repeat the same argument here across, or if you want, we can just notice this doesn't work horizontally, because if you do this horizontally, the problem is now I can't take this and I can't take this. That again rules out 2 because of the no branching. So I can't branch there, and so I end up with that pattern. And likewise, I can't connect these two, or I break 2 of my horizontal splashes here, so I have to do that. Okay, and so we've got a whole bunch more lineage floating around now within our wall. Let's see, what shall we now? The 2s seem worth looking at. If you think about what's the maximum number of vertical segments I could get in, it would be 1, 2, 3 now. So now we're putting in all but one of the possible vertical segments, because notice I can't fit a vertical segment down here. It would introduce a branch. No branches in your loop puzzles, please. So I again need all but one of each of these. And I think, again, if you look at it, that combination is illegal because if you do that, I can only get now one horizontally. So again, there's this symmetry here, which is a good way for a setter to tell you, hey, look at this. If you can't do that, then I have to do that. And likewise, I can't do that either. So I have to do that. And now if I do this or this, that breaks. And so my 2 end up looking like this by a very similar arrangement over here. And I bet in the same way I can't do that. Because actually, if I make this connection, now I can have no horizontal lines along this row. That would be very bad. So let's not do that. Let's have 2 instead. And likewise here, if I do this, I get no horizontal lines. And so we do that instead. Okay, let's see. Now, what question do I want to ask? So I now know, I don't think I have a way to denote this. Oh, I guess I do have a way to denote this. This cell can't be in the loop. Because if this cell is on the loop, it's going to cause that loop, because those are the only 2 directions it can go. So basically, the way I can denote this is by saying, okay, so this really can't go down here. This can't come over here. And so actually, this only has 1 direction to go, and this only has 1 direction to go. Because we have to avoid a little loop-related incident. Do we have any other little loop problems that we have to avoid? Maybe not instantly, although I'm very suspicious of everything that is happening here. Oh, I see, actually. I actually can't do this. I don't think I've ever seen this kind of pattern before, but it's true. If I connect like that, it has the problem that now where did these 2 go? Well, they either close immediately and create a little loop, or they don't close immediately, in which case then they do that and they create a slightly larger little loop. And slightly larger little loop is not better than the other little loop. So we actually have to do that combination. And now this piece has to do that. And so now that piece goes over there. That piece goes there. Now I notice that if this loop end goes through here, it breaks. Because if this loop end comes here, it now has no choices except to go up and dead end, which would be bad, or go down and make a little loop. So we won't do that. So we'll do that instead. This loop end now, if you look at it, it can't go up, because if it goes up, it will dead end. So it's going to come down like that. I can't connect these because that just is a little loop if I connect them. So this actually is forced down here, which forces that to connect there because it doesn't have any other places it can be. This recall cannot go under here because it would create a T, or it would put the black cells inside the loop. Take your pick. So this actually comes over here, and actually it has no choice but to do that. That does that. And now we're almost done, because now if you look at this, if this comes up at all, it suddenly ends up trapped in an area where it can't get to any more loops. And that's bad. So it does that instead. And that is the end. Very lovely puzzle there from Agent, doing a really good job of showing off this way to think about any time you have to do all but one of a thing in a puzzle. There's a whole bunch of different genres of puzzle in which you can see this show up. Shading genres, loop genres, whatever. If you're ever sort of in that situation, you should sort of look for patterns that just don't work for some reason. So, huge thank you to Agent for submitting that puzzle. Do please give the video a like. Let me know how you're enjoying the series. If there's any sorts of puzzles you'd like me to tackle, I would love to hear it. Let me know how your attempted solve went, and I hope to see you all real soon on Invitation to Puzzles. Bye for now.